Maniac with comedian David Boyle, and I'm good now. I was speaking to a mate of mine, one of my oldest best friends, and he's actually given up weed, and he's been a fucking mad bonghead for fuck knows how long, 25 years or something like that. And can people shut the fuck up about weed not being addictive? Everyone I know who smokes weed is addicted to smoking weed. They can't even stop for one fucking day. Can they do an intervention or a Drugs Inc. about fucking weed? Just a 40-year-old dude in his mum's spare bedroom, gaming, eating Doritos and listening to Joe Rogan. Listening to Joe Rogan going, weed is fine. Look at Joe Rogan. Even though he was the national karate champion when he was fucking 18. Anyway, my mate's quitting weed for about the 400th time. And he's starting to feel pretty good. And he's like, for the first time ever, I'm thinking about having kids. And I'm like, whoa. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. You only stopped smoking 40 to 50 bongs a day 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, you don't just have kids. You don't just have kids with anyone. Do you know how fucking sure you've got to be about the person you're about to have kids with? Even if there is a fucking speck, even a 1/4% of doubt about the person you're with, do not have fucking kids. Because it's not going to last. It's fucking hard enough keeping a normal relationship together without chucking some fucking brats in there. And don't think, but when we have kids, it's going to bring us closer together. Wrong. Closer together? Are you out of your fucking mind? Closer together. You just become employees of the kid. That's it. The mum is the CEO of the company, and the dad's just a shit-kicking labourer. The dad is like, I thought I was hired to lead this company. And the kid and the mum are like, listen, you were always going to be the labourer. We need someone to do the grunt work. Now just shut up and grab that suitcase from the top cupboard. And I said to him, I'm like, do you remember our parents? I'm like, do you remember growing up without parents? Your mum had your brother when she was 16 and had you at 18. Do you remember how both our parents had children with people they hated? And even if they didn't hate them at the start, even if there was a 1% possibility that I do not like this person, once you have a kid, that starts getting magnified. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, because I know his relationship. I'm not going to go into it because I think he's about to start listening to the podcast. Let's just put it this way. It's not a fucking stable relationship. They've been together maybe 3 or 4 years now, and they've been breaking up the whole time. Every time I call him, he's like, this is it. It's done. I'm finally rid of the bitch. And I always go, thank fuck. At last you got rid of that cunt. Oh my God. You two were just the worst fucking couple. Then the next time I see him, he'll be like, back on. I'm like, well, I'm just going to trash her to your face now, man. I've been hearing some fucking horror stories lately. A friend of mine, he was going out with this chick for like 8 years, and they hated each other. They hated each other's fucking guts. They couldn't stand the sight of each other. So they split up. He was fucking over the moon. He was finally rid of this bitch. She hated him as well. She was over the moon. Then what happened was they got on Tinder, and they started fucking going around on Tinder for about 9 months. And they're like, well, this is a fucking hellhole. I don't want to continue being on Tinder, and we're too old to go out to the pub every single night and fuck in a disabled toilet. Wink, wink to one of the listeners. So they're like, why don't we get back together? I'm like, no, do not get back together. What the fuck are you thinking? You hated each other. Just because you hate each other less than you hate other people is not a good reason to continue the relationship, to spark it back up. So they ended up getting back together. Within 3 months of that, she got pregnant. They had a beautiful little baby girl. Everything was sweet. Everything's good. 6 months later, they've broken up again. He got kicked out of the house. He has to pay child support now, and she's not letting him see the kid. It's like, bro, couldn't you see that coming? It was coming from a mile away. So he's got to deal with that now. Whatever. Another one I heard. A friend of mine told me this one when I was telling him that exact same story. So he was telling me his sister's friend had a couple of kids with this dude, and she ended up hooking up with someone else, kicked him out of the house. She took everything. She refused to let him see his kids. He ended up killing himself. And then she started a GoFundMe in his name to raise money, even though she was the one that pretty much killed him. It's brutal. My auntie, who's a barrister in New Zealand, she does family law. I was like, who are the worst ones? Is it the men or the women? She's like, oh, you have no idea, Davey boy. You have no idea. A woman scorned. And I'm like, oh, just that line scares the fuck out of me. She's like, the women are fine if the husband turns gay. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's a very common thing that after like 20, 25 years of marriage, the dude will just turn up and just go, yeah, I'm fucking gay. She's like, if that happens, the women are fucking fine. But if the dude leaves his wife for another lady, it is fucking over for that dude. She's like, the women just want to fucking destroy them. And I'm like, does it happen much the other way? She's like, the men aren't that bad. The men just want to move on, but the women want to murder. So there's a little bit of advice for you lads. If you ever want to leave your wife or your girlfriend, just go suck some dick. It's going to be a lot easier. It's easier to get dick than pussy anyway. And there's a lot that women have to deal with as well, because I grew up with people from every type of broken home there is. And not one of those broken homes was there a single dad raising his kids. That is a very rare occurrence. Usually the dad's a complete fucking deadbeat and bails, and the mum has to fucking raise the kids, which from experience now is an unbelievable task that I did not give my mum and other single mums credit for when I was growing up, because fuck knows how you did it. There's a lot of deadbeat dads out there. Alright, that's it for me tonight. Add me on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. If you're enjoying the podcast, rate, review and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, and see ya fucking later.